Alright guys, welcome back to sportZrant, where we rant about sports. I'm Will, this is Jesse, and today we're going to be talking about the UFC. Quite a few fights have been announced, and a lot of rumors going around about fights. And so I think, honestly, what we do now is we kind of just do a rundown of all the fights that were announced.
Yeah,
but I don't...
We know for sure.
Yes, for sure, but I don't want to predict them. I don't want to predict them yet. We'll do those when the events roll around. So,
Yeah.
You know, when UFC 228, I think, is the next...
226.
26.
Yep.
When that one rolls around, we'll predict that one, and then we'll keep... You know what I mean? Like,
right.
we'll do it that way. When those fights get close, that's when we'll do the prediction, and we'll do it specifically for that fight. Versus right now, just kind of talk about the overall basic announcements. So,
yeah. I'll start on the...
Kick it off.
I'll kick it off on the men's side.
Okay.
So after, his last fight with Max Holloway getting TKO'd in the third round, Jose Aldo... Josie really considered retirement.
Yeah.
He was on the brink of it, and then they came to him with a fight against Jeremy Stevens, which is going to be July 28th over in Calgary.
In Calgary, it's a good fight.
So that's a must win for him. If he loses again, he's done. There's nothing that's going to bring it.
It's kind of it's a little bit of like a fastball down the middle too. Like he's got a good chance against Stevens, I think, and because it couldn't be another big fight. Like
no,
he couldn't do.
Fought for the title twice.
He
lost to the same guy in 6 months.
You know what I mean? Like he can't. It couldn't be like, I don't even know, Tony Ferguson or something crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't be something like that. It had to be something that he stood a decent chance of winning.
Right.
Because, man, just imagine if he's fighting off retirement and he comes back and he loses again, which could still happen.
Right. Yeah.
And I think if he loses, he's...
Oh, yeah, he'll be done for sure.
He'll be done. And what a horrible way to go, too.
Yeah.
With 3 losses, that's like... We'll bring that up a little later. But anyway, it'll relate back to a certain someone here a little bit later. But, I think this could be a good confidence builder for him. I think Max Holloway just tore him down, you know? And then the whole McGregor fight, too, on top of that.
First round.
To be untouchable for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then to within what? He's lost 3 of his last 4.
Yeah.
So to be at this high, where you hadn't lost in like 10 years.
In the last year, you've lost almost every fight.
Yeah. That's unreal. So I'm sure that was rough. And I mean, the McGregor fight was more of a mistake for him. He just opened himself up right away, though I think McGregor would have won anyways because he was in his head. And then Holloway just has his number, dude.
Yeah.
Holloway just has his number, and he's really good too.
Yeah, so. He knows how to play his game.
He does, but anyways.
So yeah, like I said, must win for sure. And then if not, then I can expect, as Joe Rogan goes out to interview with him after the fight, that he will announce that he's done. He's done.
And potentially a big win for Jeremy Stevenson.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a good one under his belt.
I'd like to see Aldo win though. I mean, see him stick around for a little bit longer, but.
Yeah, because he's not crazy old. He's 31, really. So I mean, he's not that old. But
definitely seen fighters last a little longer than that. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so let's do the July 7th card. Or well, let's wait because that's a pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
And then we got we got the UFC Fox on 30 or whatever it's called gets a little bit better here.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk is taking on Tisha Torres, which is a good fight. I think it's a pretty good fight. They've never seen each other. I'm excited to see Joanna fight again. I'm happy that she's still in contention, but she's not it's not Rose versus Joanna 3 already.
Yeah.
I still am really concerned that we're going to see that sooner than we need to.
Oh, for sure. Because it doesn't really seem like, is there really any other rivalries or anything going on the female side of it?
There's not really rivalries. A lot of people, including me, I was kind of hoping Joanna would jump up a weight class to bantamweight and try her luck there because there's a lot of good good fighters there, and would be something different for her. She wouldn't have to cut so much weight.
Yeah.
And really try her class with that because she had dominated, the strawweight division for so long, and Rose is really the only one that she didn't dominate.
Yeah.
So, and it's just too soon for the third one. So I think would have been cool for her to jump up. It doesn't look like she's going to do that. She still might, but right now she's not going to. So, I don't know. It puts her in a weird-ass spot because you can't really book her against Rose again. Rose needs to defend the title against somebody else, which...
she's done it to her twice already.
Yeah, and I think it's clearly going to be Jessica Andrade that Rose fights, especially because that's who Tisha Torres just lost to.
Yeah.
So I think, and that's a good fight. And maybe even Jessica pulls that off, and then you've got Joanna versus Jessica.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some options there, and maybe that's what Joanna's waiting around for, is to see how that fight goes around. If Rose wins it, though, again, I don't think you can, schedule the end of the year, or...
I mean, a lot hangs on this fight, too. I mean, let's say Joanna loses. I mean...
Okay. We're not making predictions, but okay.
But hypothetically, she loses, well, then that puts, Tisha right up there.
Yeah, it could be a really big bounce back for Tisha, because she, like I said, she just lost to Jessica Andrade, but if she beats Joanna, then that keeps her right up there with everybody else as far as contention. And it's kind of a zero-sum game for her, too. You know what I mean? So if Tisha wins, she gains huge. If she loses, it's not like she drops to number 15.
Right.
Because it's freaking Joanna she's fighting. It's a tough fight. So I think it's a good move for Tisha to take this fight, and a good move for Joanna. It's going to be a great fight because they're both good strikers. So, yeah, I really like it. I'm excited to see it. I'm super pumped that it's not on pay-per-view. It's a free fight on Fox.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's going to be awesome. So, yeah, no, I think that's a really good fight. And I'll let you do the card that just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
The must-get pay-per-view.
The gifts that keep on giving. So we're talking about July 7th, UFC 226. Main event is already Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight championship belt. Then you got the co-main event at Brian Ortega and Max Holloway.
That's the co-main event.
Co-main event, which is crazy. And then just recently announced, it is Anthony Pettis and Michael Chiesa, which is... Rebooked, yeah. So, then that's going to be a really good fight. That's a one that I think Pettis really needs to win. He's been kind of in a slump here lately. Looking at some of his fights, he's not been the same Anthony Pettis. Really.
It's been a long time since he's been the same Anthony Pettis.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not an Anthony Pettis fan.
Oh, I loved him. He's fun to watch. That just has an unorthodox, way of fighting. And I think it's really fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. His mouth is a little less fun to watch. But.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that'll be a good fight. Chiesa is 14-3, and Pettis is 20-7. So.
Yeah, and honestly, I was excited when they announced this because this was one of the fights I was really excited to see on 223.
226.
These fucking numbers.
I know, right?
They get me every time. But yeah, 226.
I thought the names were gonna stumble you, but it's the numbers.
It's the numbers, man, because they're weird. They jump and stuff. Anyway, the one where Connor went fucking crazy. That's the fight.
223. Yeah, no, you're right then.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
So yeah, okay.
My bad.
Yeah, so that was when it was supposed to happen, and then Kessa got.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. I did get messed up the names. You got me all sorts messed up. But he got that cut on his head.
Yeah.
And they made him pull out of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Which really sucked because it wasn't a huge cut. He could have fought. I don't know. Whatever.
It seemed worse, in fight.
Personally, I think he got, unfortunately, wrapped up in the show of it. From one of the things he was tweeting and I seen on Instagram, that he was saying, hey, they're making me pull out. They're not letting me continue with the fight. And I personally think that was a little bit of show of.
Yeah.
Oh, look what Conor went fucking crazy and injured all these fighters, and we had to pull so many fights off this card. So, anyways, I'm excited to see it back in. I think it'll be great. A good fight between the two. They both kind of need it.
Yeah.
Pettis, I think Pettis is ranked like 12th.
Yeah. So he's really been stumbling a little bit. I would like to, no predictions, but I'd like to see Pettis win this fight.
I would not.
I would not. A little off the cage head kick, a little Benson Henderson knockout.
That happened like 30 years ago.
That was awesome. That's one of the best knockouts of all time. Anyway.
All right. All right. So I think Pettis has lost his passion. That's the big difference I see in him. Like he just doesn't seem like he's doing it for anything but because this is what he does. You know what I mean? Like he's like a guy that's like, well, I make money doing this, and this is kind of what I've been doing forever. So this is what I'm going to keep doing. Versus somebody who's in it. You know what I mean? There to fight, there to win, wants the title again. He just doesn't seem like that guy anymore.
Yeah, and maybe the losses will make him hungry again.
Yeah.
He loses so many times. The UFC's just like, and they put him on a crappy card, and he's just like, okay, well, I kind of opened my eyes a little bit.
And he turned down that fight with Khabib. They offered it to him, and he turned it down. Mm-hmm. Because of money. He wanted more money. So that's what I mean, like...
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems weird, whereas, I want to see Michael keep climbing up that ranks. He's there to try to get up to a title shot, so it'll just be another big name off his list.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're on to pretty much rumors.
Yeah.
Couple of big ones.
Yeah.
You want to start with the big one?
I'll start with the big one. I'll do so Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Diaz talking about coming back, and his brother Nick just signed a contract again with UFC, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they signed a contract, but he's eligible to return. I don't even know if his previous contract was up. I think he was just he couldn't fight because of the suspensions.
Yeah. But Nate has been talking about coming back in August. Not sure exactly who he's going to fight or anything. It's just kind of
Yeah. So they were. I read an article where they started talking to him and his partners about. And his sparring partners and his training staff about what he wanted to come back for. Because everybody kind of assumed he was waiting for McGregor Diaz 3, which he said he's down for that, obviously, because he's down to fight anything.
Yeah.
You can fight a bulldozer, he'd do it.
Yeah.
But what he's wanting, what they said he's after, is a big payday, because he had those McGregor fights right there in a row, and those were big paydays. Right. And he kind of likes that, who wouldn't? And so in that regards, who do you think he fights to get that sort of a payday, to get that sort of name? Because you know who called him out? Kevin Lee called him out.
Yeah.
Kevin Lee said Kevin Lee wants Khabib, but he's not going to get Khabib.
No.
It's not going to happen.
There's no way.
No way. First shot at Khabib, he's Conor.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to happen. So...
especially in the way that that Dana talks about the whole situation, like
he's gonna bitch out.
Yeah, we're gonna see what New York does with him first, and then when they do nothing, then they're just gonna be like, oh well, we're gonna schedule you to fight Khabib.
Yeah, he's gonna bitch out.
As soon as he can come back and fight him, he's going to.
Though in one of my previous predictions, I talked about how it'd be perfect for the UFC to suspend Conor for the rest of the year and schedule the Khabib fight for in January. Well, Khabib says he doesn't want to fight till November or December anyways.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just push that to fucking January and say, yep, we're suspending Conor for the rest of 2018?
Because they know that's
because they know they can do a Khabib fight in January that fits Khabib and gives Conor time to train for it, gives time for this all to blow over.
Right.
It makes sense, but they're not going to. They're gonna bitch out. It's better for Conor if they don't say they didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to get wrapped up in Conor. Though.
Well, yeah, but man, but Diaz though, I don't. I really don't know who would be.
So, while I would love to see him fight Kevin Lee, because I think that'd be an awesome fight.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. I just don't know. I didn't even know who Kevin Lee was until I just looked him up a little bit ago.
And that's the problem. He does, and that's why that payday won't be there because he doesn't have the height. There is a guy that I think he could fight who is going to be ready hopefully by August because he got injured and had to pull out of a fight recently, and that's Mr. Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson.
Wouldn't that be a fight? Tony Ferguson's, I think he's won 10 in a row.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz. Oh, man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
That'd be a good fight. And I mean, and Nate he brings a little bit of a crowd with him.
He does. I mean, he's a big name.
Yeah,
I mean, he is, and so's Tony, and that's why that fight would bring in some pay-per-views, some money, because again, Tony's kind of caught in that weird space where they don't want to schedule Tony versus Khabib for like what the 5th fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dana has straight said he doesn't want to do it. Like I think it's actually the 4th, but. It's crazy either way.
Right.
So he's caught in that weird spot. Not to mention, if Khabib's fighting anybody, he wants to fight Conor. We all want to see him fight Conor.
Yeah.
So they're not going to risk pushing that back by making him fight Tony. What if he loses to Tony? Then it takes a lot away from the Khabib-Conor fight.
Yeah.
You know, if Khabib's coming off a loss to Tony Ferguson, he's not that undefeated monster.
Right.
You know,
right.
Whereas if Conor takes him down, it's his first loss. That's so marketable, it's fucking crazy. Versus if he's already lost to Tony Ferguson. You know, it's like, well, okay.
I know GSP went up in weight. Is he in the same weight class with Nate?
No, GSP's up in the middle. He would have to go down. He'd have to go down, which ain't gonna happen.
No.
And again, if he is, he's gonna fight Khabib.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because Khabib literally called him out, and I don't think GSP's interested in doing that.
No,
I don't think so. I wish he would. I wish he would go beat the shit out of Khabib, but I don't think he's going to, because I was checking, he's not even ranked.
GSP?
Yeah. I think he's pretty much a fight-by-fight basis. I don't even know if he has a contract, honestly.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, he's not even on the rankings anywhere.
Still probably on the realm of completely backing back out.
Yeah, I think he's... I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'd love to know. And maybe you know. Maybe we don't. Let us know if you know.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I think Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz. That's good.
Okay.
Like, I get it. I'd get that. I think that'd be a good fight because they're both cocky as shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, the pre-fight would be awesome. But, okay. So I'll do another rumor.
Yeah, I'll let you take the other rumor.
Okay. So there is one that's Dustin Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez. Most people think that's going to happen. You've got Poirier ranked at 4, Alvarez ranked at 3. They're a great in-between fight to see who's going to come up and fight for the title. But there's a bit of a problem here. Eddie Alvarez has been very vocal that he's not accepting any fights until he gets his contract renewed, because this is his last one.
Okay.
So it would be a great fight. They fought before, but there was a no contest. It was a no contest due to a low blow. I think, if I remember right, Alvarez hit the low blow on Poirier, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm remembering that right. It's been a while. But anyways, either way, their fight was basically shut off. Like, we didn't get to see it finished out. So it's obvious they're ready for a rematch. I think this fight will happen. But Alvarez is standing his ground that he wants a new contract, so I think that's got to happen first.
Oh, yeah.
And then the big rumor. You ready for this? You're going to love this. I don't know if you've heard this quite so much yet, as in detail.
Okay, probably not.
I'm going to catch him off guard here, folks. The return. 48-year-old Chuck Liddell wants to fight again. Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. He wants to come back, and
he's gonna get this. Okay, he comes from the era when you could literally swing and flail and it not mean anything. Like, okay, it depends on who he takes on. I mean, but
who would you put him up against? Well, first of all, Dana's got to let him come back because he lost 5 of his last 6 fights. He lost 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I don't remember quite of what happened in the end, but from what I was reading, Dana basically made him retire after he lost to Rich Franklin. Yeah. So, but if you're Dana, why wouldn't you take that fight? It's super marketable.
Yeah, it is.
He's old as shit.
Oh, I'd throw him up against, Roy Nelson, dude. Roy Nelson's the same kind of, he'll just, you know, and he's kind of out of shape. He ain't gonna do no ground game with you. That's gonna be a straight up slugfest.
That's what I mean. Like, you could market it really well.
Yeah,
the
you could.
return of Chuck Liddell. There's money there.
48.
At 48. Like, when I read that, I was like, Jesus, dude. And one of the boxers, it's not Pacquiao. Who the hell's the
Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah.
He's talking about coming to the MMA too. I saw that.
He's not wanting to become he wants to be a promoter for it.
Okay.
From what I was reading, and he's wanting to sign on Chuck Liddell. That's who he's wanting to be his first fighter.
Okay.
What a bizarre fucking scenario. I bet Dana White looks at his life he's like, what is this circus that we're fucking living in right now that is the UFC?
It's madness over there.
He's
like, I got Floyd Mayweather wanting to come fight. He's got CM Punk, a WWE wrestler, coming over and fighting. Brock Lesnar, that whole deal going on.
Ronda Rousey went to wrestling.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
Conor McGregor's throwing trolleys at buses.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this?
Yeah.
So,
holy crap.
Yeah, no, but Chuck Liddell, he's wanting to come back.
I did not hear that. I'm very surprised.
Would you do it if you're Dana? You can sell it.
Yeah, you can. I'd make him sign a waiver saying that if you die in the middle of the octagon, I am not liable for paying for your funeral. Yeah, no, I think it's marketable. I'd almost like to see, it would never happen, but I'd like to see him and Randy Couture go at it again.
No way. Randy Couture's done. Dude.
Yeah, he's way done, but that'd be cool. But yeah, like I said, you just throw him in with another slugger like that, and you put him against anybody that can wrestle or that's not gonna work.
Yeah. That's
not gonna work. So
yeah, if I was Dana, I'd sign him back for a 1-fight deal.
Again,
just to get a little hype to some fight, co-main event, and put him up. Nobody big.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Nobody big.
Because he'll market himself. I mean, you don't need to put
Yeah,
you put him against another big name in the heavyweight, or light heavyweight, he's gonna get destroyed.
Cormier.
Yeah, he would
Cormier would destroy him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. We're at 22 minutes. We'll probably have to cut it.
Got it. Cool.
So, yeah, that's pretty basic. We just kind of wanted to go over each of the fights that had been announced and give a general information on them or general opinion on what we think of each one.
So yeah, you guys have any more opinions or anything? Definitely leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to the page so you guys will be updated anytime that we post another video. Turn your little notification button on, and that will actually tell you when we post another video.
Yep. Look out for our predictions at each one of these fights.
Prediction videos are going to be coming up.
We'll dive more in detail about each fight then. This was pretty basic, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys.
That's it.
All right. See you next time.